Joint resolution granting the consent and approval of Congress to amendments made by the State of Maryland, the Commonwealth of Virginia, and the District of Columbia to the Washington Metropolitan Area Transit Regulation Compact. Whereas the State of Maryland, the Commonwealth of Virginia, and the District of Columbia entered into the Washington Metropolitan Area Transit Regulation Compact in 1960 with the consent of Congress in Public Law No. 86-794, 74 Stat. 1031, whereas the State of Maryland, the Commonwealth of Virginia, and the District of Columbia amended Titles I and II of the Compact in 1962 and 1990 with the consent of Congress in Public Law No. 87-767, 76 Stat. 764, and Public Law No. 101-505, 104 Stat. 1300, respectively. Whereas legislation enacted by the State of Maryland, 2008 ND, Law C-32 and 2009 ND, Law C-76, the Commonwealth of Virginia, 2007 VA, Act C-378 and 2009 VA, Act C-540, and the District of Columbia, D.C. Act 17-622, contain amendments to Article II of Title I of the Compact regarding appointment of members to the Washington Metropolitan Area Transit Commission, and whereas the consent of Congress is required in order to implement such amendments, now, therefore, be it resolved by the Senate and House of Representatives of the United States of America and Congress assembled, Section 1. Consent of Congress to compact amendments. A. Consent. Consent of Congress is given to the amendments of the State of Maryland, the amendments of the Commonwealth of Virginia, and the amendments of the District of Columbia to Article II of Title I of the Washington Metropolitan Area Transit Regulation Compact. A. Amendments. The amendments referred to in subsection A are substantially as follows. 1. Section 1A is amended to read as follows. A. The Commission shall be composed of 3 members, 1 member appointed by the Governor of Virginia from the Department of Motor Vehicles of the Commonwealth of Virginia, 1 member appointed by the Governor of Maryland from the Maryland Public Service Commission, and 1 member appointed by the Mayor of the District of Columbia from a District of Columbia agency with oversight of matters relating to the Commission. 2. Section 1 is amended by inserting at the end the following. D. An amendment to Section 1A of this article shall not affect any member in office on the amendment's effective date. Section 2. Right to alter, amend, or repeal. The right to alter, amend, or repeal this act is expressly reserved. Section 3. Construction and severability. It is intended that the provisions of this compact shall be reasonably and liberally construed to effectuate the purposes thereof. If any part or application of this compact, or legislation enabling the compact, is held invalid, the remainder of the compact or its application to other situations or persons shall not be affected. Section 4. Inconsistency of language. The validity of these amendments to the compact shall not be affected by any insubstantial differences in its form or language as adopted by the State of Maryland, Commonwealth of Virginia and District of Columbia. Section 5. Effective date. This act shall take effect on the date of enactment of this act. Approved April 26, 2010.